Yay. Hi, Paul. Hi, Katie.
Hey, Katie.
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
Good. Good to see you. It's a new day. It's a new world, maybe, hopefully. We'll see. All right. I'll put you guys on mute and we'll get going right away. Hi, Katie. Good to see you. Okay, so muting you. Feel free to play music. Feel free to turn your screen off if you feel more comfortable. Hi, everyone over here on Facebook. All right, so let's go ahead and just get started. So find a comfortable seat, just like we always do. And if there's any little morning stretches that you want to take right away, feels good in your body, go for it. So just get any little wiggles out before you find stillness. I think especially in the morning it feels good to stretch your arms up or maybe take a twist. Roll your head around, stretch through your neck. So anything that calls to you. And then just settle in. Sit up nice and tall, so find length through your spine. Even visualize your spine and think of creating space in between each little vertebra. Draw up through the crown of your head as if there's a string attached to the top of it and it's just pulling gently up towards the ceiling or up towards the sky. Soften your face, relax your shoulders, close your eyes. And then just start to notice everything. Start to notice everything that creates this moment as it is right here, right now. So the energy that surrounds you, that surrounds this world right now, the sounds that might be present in your space. And then always we can notice the feeling of the ground underneath us that's holding us, that's supporting us. It's always there. Notice how your body feels this morning. So anything that you've brought with you to your practice, physically, energetically, emotionally, just take a moment to feel it, to experience it, to make space for it, to acknowledge it. So when we practice yoga, the biggest difference, I think, between yoga and just simply stretching or working out is this piece of mindfulness we bring in, this element of tuning into ourselves and allowing ourselves to just fully experience everything as it is and ourselves as we are. So we're not trying to change anything, we're not fixing anything, we're not doing anything, we're just being. Bring awareness to your breath. Next time you inhale, fill up as big as you can and hold at the very, very top in fullness. And then when you think you're full, see if you can even sip in just a little tiny bit more. Exhale, big open mouth sigh, let it go. Do that 2 more times. So inhale, fill up. Hold in fullness. Maybe you sit a little taller, broaden through the fronts of your shoulders, expand through your heart. Hold. And when you're ready, sigh it out. Let it go. One more time. So biggest inhale of your morning, maybe biggest inhale of your week. Hold in fullness. And as you hold this breath, see if you can soften through your outer body, through your outer shell, but keep holding. And then when you need it, that big exhale, release, let it go. Good job, you guys. Now seal your lips gently and begin to cultivate Ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose, a gentle constriction in the back of your throat. So give yourself some time to cultivate this breath, to really feel the expansion, the power of your inhales. And then each time you exhale, see if you can find the very, very bottom. So slowly push all the air out, and at the end of your exhale, feel your belly button pull back and up towards your spine. So you feel that little bit of engagement through your center, through your core. This is what we call Uddiyana Bandha. It's our core lock. So I'm going to say, take as much time as you would like just in your seated meditation. In about 5 to 7 breaths, we will meet in downward facing dog. So you can start exploring movement from your seat if you want to at any point. You can come forward to hands and knees, maybe take some cat-cows or some hip circles. But our eventual destination is downward facing dog. So whatever you would like to do to make that transition, whatever movement you want to explore, wherever you want to go in your body, and if that's just simply sitting and breathing and then going right into your down dog, that's fine too. So I love starting our practice in a little bit of a more intuitive way because I think it helps us get into our bodies, and then when we get into our bodies, we can't help but become more present. We let go of experiencing things just through our mind, and we begin to feel into this moment, feel how our shoulders feel or how our spine feels right now. So just explore that and get curious about that. There's no right or wrong. Awesome, you guys. And yay, Janelle, good to see you. All right. So in about 3 or 4 rounds, I'll see you back in down dog. And I know that it's harder, at least for me, to practice at home. You don't have quite the accountability. Sometimes when I'm practicing at home, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go make myself some coffee. I'm going to go take a little bite or get a little snack. That's okay. Be compassionate with yourself. It is hard to practice at home. But think of it as just another opportunity to practice your yoga or to observe what's going on inside of you. So when you don't have somebody there watching you or being kind of that witness to what you are doing, can you be a witness to yourself? Can you notice yourself, notice your habits, your patterns, how you might tune out rather than tuning in? And I'm not saying that as there's anything wrong, as if there's anything wrong with that, but it's just something to notice. So practicing at home, it just kind of brings in this whole new element to our yoga practice. So just stay curious about that as well. If you're not in down dog yet, begin to make your transition there. And then once you are in your down dog, breathe into it. How much length can you create from your fingertips all the way up to your sit bones? Maybe it feels good to pedal out your heels, stretch through the backs of your legs. I like to bring my feet out wide sometimes at the beginning of my practice and just shift my hips from one side to the other, straighten one leg and then the other. And then as you explore your down dog, what happened to your breath? Is it still there? Is it still big and spacious, powerful and strong? Good job, my friend. So find that connection to center. Like I always say, imagine there's an invisible rope attached to your belly button, pulling up towards the ceiling, up towards the sky. So really feel that lift, taking you out of your hands, out of your arms. Let's take one more big inhale into our dog pose. And then exhale, gaze to the top of your mat, step, tiptoe, or hop, forward fold. We're going to get right into it. Inhale to a halfway lift, spinal extension, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Do that one more time. So with your inhale, lift halfway. Crown of your head reaches forward, tops of your thighs press back, sit bones broaden. Exhale, fold. And then from the press of your feet, lead with your heart. Reverse swan dive all the way up to stand. Inhale, stretch your arms to the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. Let's keep flowing with our breath. Inhale, high mountain. Reach up. Exhale, lead with your heart. Hinge at your hips. Take it all the way down. Nice and easy. Fold in. With your inhalation, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Lengthen from the top of your head back to your hips. How much length can you create? Exhale, fold. Empty out, draw your belly button in and up, crown of your head towards the ground. Now press into your feet, lead with your heart, take it up. Inhale, arms to the sky, high mountain. Maybe press your hips just very gently forward. Exhale, hands to your heart. Again, like that, inhale, reach. Lots of length, and then keep that length as you dive. So hinge at your hips, lengthen your spine for as long as you can, then release. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, bow, fold in. Now press into your feet, lead with your heart, rise to stand. Inhale, take your arms to the sky, maybe gaze slightly up. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right. Inhale, arms to the sky. And then this time, side body stretch to the right. So any variation you want to take, you can grab hold of your left wrist. You can bring your right hand to your right hip. Just upper body reaches to the right, and then hips press to the left. So just start to create more space and length in your left side. Breathe into the space between your ribs, and then breathe into your left waistline. Imagine you can literally lengthen your waistline by using your breath. Take one more round, your expression, your variation. And then inhale to come back up, reach your arms up. Exhale, other side. So again, whatever expression you want to take, you can grab your right wrist, left hand to your left hip, interlace your fingers. So lots of different options. What feels best to you? What calls to you? More weight in your right foot, hips move to the right, upper body to the left, and then breathe down your right side. Can you take one more big, huge, full body breath? Inhale, come back to center, reach both arms up, and then exhale, just little baby back bend. So cactus your arms, lift your heart, gaze up. Keep a little tone through your low abdominals so navel draws towards spine. Inhale, arms to the sky, realign. And then exhale, chair plane pose. So bend your knees, stick your butt out behind you, reach your arms back, and you can kind of bring your upper body, your torso forward, but keep a little baby cobra in your heart so you're not rounding. See if you can feel your back muscles squeeze around your spine. And then choose to stay here with your heels on the ground, or option to rock forward and lift your heels so you're on your tippy toes, drinking bird. This is more of a balance challenge, so feel your core engage as you reach your butt back. That's how you're going to keep your stability here. Take one more full round of breath. Stay on your tiptoes if you can. Inhale, high mountain, all the way up, as tall as you can grow. Strong ankles. Exhale, slow swan dive down. Maybe stay on your tiptoes as you dive. Nice work. Halfway lift. Heels are on the ground now. And exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Let's take an inhale at the top of our push-up. Exhale, lower just halfway down. Don't let your belly drop. Don't let your shoulders roll forward. Inhale, press back up. You can always come to your knees if you want to modify. Exhale, halfway down. Think slow motion push-up. Inhale, press up. And then as slow as you can go, one strong straight line. Take it all the way to your belly. Find a back bend variation of your choice today. So Spider-Man Cobra, Baby Cobra, Full Cobra, Up Dog, Sphinx. Take about 3 breaths or so, kind of exploring, moving in whatever way feels good to you. Maybe you take a couple different variations of a back bend. So just think of engaging through your back body to lift, and then creating space in your front body. And then as you're ready, however you want to transition, just do it very intentionally with awareness. Downward facing dog. And one more time in our down dog, we'll take a few deep breaths. If you want to switch it up, bring in a little more intensity, you have the option of taking either a turbo dog, so bend your elbows a lot and squeeze them in towards one another so your forearms hover just an inch or two above the ground. And then also, I've been teaching frog dog in these classes a little bit more. So you grab the outer edges of your mat with your hands and you imagine you're trying to pull your mat apart to the right and to the left. Bend your elbows a little bit, pull your hands apart, bend your knees a lot, lift your hips as high as you can. Frog dog. Keep pulling your arms in opposite directions. Keep lifting your hips. Everybody, no matter what variation you're in, soften through your face, unclench your jaw. Feel that connection to your center. If you're in frog dog, bring your hands back to your mat, so palms down. Let's take one more big inhale. Exhale, look forward. However you want to get there, travel to the top of your mat, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, let it go. Empty all the way out. Press into your feet, lead with your heart. Rise up. Inhale, take your arms to the sky, big stretch. And exhale, hands to heart center. All right. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, just cactus your arms, little baby back bend. Inhale, re-extend, arms to the sky. And exhale, your choice, chair plane or drinking bird. Stay on your tiptoes. If your heels are lifted, high mountain all the way up. Breathe in, stretch tall. Exhale, slow dive. And keep your heels lifted if you want to for that big balance challenge. Halfway lift, heels are on the ground as you lengthen. And then exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat. Take your vinyasa however you want. So you're welcome to add a couple push-ups. You're welcome to skip it all together. Take it on your knees, substitute cat-cows. So it's always your choice. And then we'll see you back in downward facing dog. Reconnect to your big, deep breaths. See if you can make your breath even more powerful, even more vibrant. Next time you inhale, take your right leg back and up. So pause here for a moment. As you press down through your hands, press up through your right foot and lift through your left sit bone, your left butt cheek. So everything is reaching up and lengthening. Get your right leg as straight and strong and powerful as you can. Take one more inhale. Exhale, right knee to your nose. So keep your hips nice and high. You're on your back tiptoes. Stay here, breathe in. Push the ground away. And exhale very softly. Step your right foot forward. We're going to come up actually to a warrior two today. So back heel pivots down, back foot parallel to the back edge of your mat, and then windmill your arms up. Nice job, you guys. So take a moment to settle. Think of wrapping your right butt cheek underneath you and get your right knee to track towards your pinky toe rather than collapsing in towards your big toe. When you do that, a lot of times people stick out their back hip so your left hip kind of shoots forward. Try to keep your pelvis nice and neutral. So you're allowing your hips to open with a neutral pelvis as much as possible. Shoulders stack over your hips. And then breathe. Gaze over your front fingertips. Soften your face. Settle in. Next time you breathe in, reach your right arm forward, so like you're trying to reach past the top edge of your mat, and then just tip it over, side angle pose. So maybe right elbow to your right thigh, maybe right fingertips to the ground. Left arm can reach straight up, or reach your left arm forward and lengthen through your left side body from your left fingertips all the way back to your left foot. Notice if your right butt cheek now is sticking out behind you, wrap it underneath you, track your right knee towards your pinky toe. Breathe, bigger, deeper, more expansive inhales and exhales that take you all the way to emptiness. If there's a variation of this pose you want to take, half bind or full bind, you're more than welcome to go there. You've got about 2 more rounds. Maybe you play with gazing up. Maybe you play with letting your neck just relax, kind of forest yoga style, let your head be heavy. So totally up to you. Just stay present. Feel into it. Be in your body. Next time you inhale, you're going to stay in your legs, so keep that bend in your front knee. Reverse warrior. So all the way up and back. Turn your front palm up. Reach up like you want to touch the ceiling and then reach back. Left hand can come to your left hip for support. Maybe you slide your left fingertips down your left leg, or maybe your left arm reaches behind you and forward. So lots of variations. Check in with your front leg. Is the bend still there? Can you lunge a little deeper? Breathe into your right side body. So remember, this is a side body stretch, not a back bend. You should not feel this in your low back. Draw your belly button towards your spine. Breathe bigger and deeper. Create space in your right side body with your breath. Take 1 more full round. Inhale, come back to your warrior 2. Good job. And then exhale. Cartwheel your hands to the ground. Pivot to the ball of your back foot. So now you're in a low lunge position. Keep your left hand or your left fingertips down. If you have a block, you're welcome to use it under your left hand. Reach your right arm to the sky. So revolve lunge. Twist from your center. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Back leg is strong and powerful. Imagine you want to drag your right hip back towards the back of your yoga mat, but at the same time your right knee hugs towards your left armpit. And then feel that twist coming from your belly button. See if you can twist even further. Reach up through your right fingertips even more. Take 1 more round. Use your exhale to twist, twist, twist. And then end of your exhale, unwind. Root into your right foot. Standing splits. Left leg floats up. So one-legged forward fold. That's all it is. You can relax your neck. Let your head hang. Think of lifting from your center, from your belly button. So don't sink into your right hip. Hug in with your right inner thigh, and then left leg as high as it will go. You can let your left hip open or keep your hips square, whatever feels most beneficial for you. They're just different ways of stretching. And then you choose if there's anywhere you want to take this. Maybe right arm behind right leg. Maybe you plant your palms, take a couple little hops towards handstand. Just play with it. Wherever you choose to go, breath is right there with you. Good work, my friends. Take 1 more inhale. See if you can lift your left toes just a little bit higher. Spread them. Exhale, step your left foot down next to right. Big toes touch, little gap in between your heels. Tuck and curl, little tiny potato bug ball, butt towards the ground, nose towards your knees. So let your spine round, and you can keep your fingertips down to help with balance, or wrap your arms around the fronts of your shins and squeeze. Breathe now into your back ribs, into your back body. Take your exhales all the way to emptiness and see if you can find your very, very center as you exhale. So pull your belly button back towards your spine. Next time you breathe in, set your heels on the ground, halfway lift, spine parallel to the earth. Realign, re-lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet to the back of your mat. Move through your vinyasa any way you want, or you're welcome to skip it. We'll see you back in downward facing dog. Recommit to your huge deep breath. So I think 50% of the practice is just your breath. Is those expansive inhales, long, strong exhales. When I first started practicing yoga on a consistent basis, after almost every class, I would be sore in between my ribs. It's because those intercostal muscles that you're using to breathe, to expand into, those are waking up. They don't get very much attention or very much work or effort put in. Those muscles just basically sit there usually for our entire lives until we start to wake them up, bring awareness to them. So really use your breath to do that. So they start to expand and contract. You create new life there. You create space where there was not space before. That's one of my favorite things about this practice is we live in our bodies. Most people walk around living in their bodies their entire life and they don't even notice what's going on inside. So this is your opportunity, your invitation to go deeper, to discover more about yourself, about the body that you are living in. It's my favorite. Take one more breath in your down dog. And then inhale left leg to the sky. So three-legged dog. Press down through your hands. Press up through your left foot. And I didn't specify on the other side whether I wanted your hips square or not. So whatever you've chosen is perfect. Just make sure you're doing it with awareness. Your right butt cheek, your right sit bone is lifting high. Your belly button is pulling in and up. You're pressing down with your hands. You're pressing up with your left foot. Your left foot is active, so spread through your toes. Take one more inhale, see if you can get your legs straighter, stronger, more powerful. Exhale, left knee to your nose. Curl in, round your spine. Stay here as you breathe in. Push the ground away. And then exhale softly. Step your left foot through. Virabhadrasana 2. So back heel pivots down. And then windmill your arms up. So left toes face directly forward, right toes face directly to the right. Front heel intersects your back arch. Now again, rather than sticking your butt out behind you, your left butt cheek wraps underneath you. Left knee tracks towards your pinky toe. Your right hip is settled into the socket. It's not pressing forward. So nice and neutral through your pelvis. Soft through your face. Gaze forward over your left fingertips. Breathe. Next time you inhale, reach your left arm forward. Reach. And then tip it over, side angle. So left elbow to left thigh. Left hand to the ground. Right arm can reach up. Right arm can reach forward. Or if there's another variation, half bind, full bind, anywhere you want to go with it, please feel free. So your pose, your expression, and I think pick the variation that allows you to find the most alignment. So your body feels good and you can breathe big and deep. You're maybe at an edge, so it does feel hard, it does feel challenging, but you can breathe big and freely feel your breath flowing through you. Take about 2 more rounds. Make sure your left butt cheek's not sticking out behind you. Maybe bend your front knee a little more. Keep your back leg strong. Press into the inner and outer edge. Stay in your legs, so keep that bend in your front knee. Next time you inhale, reverse your warrior. So come all the way up, reach back. Bend your left knee more. Back leg strong. Reach through your left side and breathe into your left ribs, your left waistline. Any variation you want to take here is more than welcome. Remember, you're doing a side body stretch, not a back bend. So your shoulders should be facing the right side of the room. See if you can reach just a teeny tiny bit further. Bend your front knee a little more. One more big, huge, full body breath, so make it move through you. Inhale, come back up, Virabhadrasana 2. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Pivot to the ball of your back foot. So sometimes I like to just pick my back foot up and then point my toes forward so I'm in a low lunge position. So whatever way is easiest for you to transition. Right fingertips down, left arm to the sky, revolve lunge. Nice, you guys, good poses. So squeeze through your inner thighs, back leg strong and powerful. Imagine you're trying to pull your left hip towards the back of your mat, but at the same time, your left knee and shin are hugging towards your right armpit. So if you do that, if you make that little tiny adjustment or just bring in that awareness, you should feel the twist really come into your center, right underneath your rib cage. Work your twist. Maybe take your gaze up. Maybe reach your left fingertips higher. Take one last breath. End of your exhale, unwind. Root into your left foot. Back leg floats up, standing splits, one-legged forward fold. So neck can relax, head can hang heavy. Anywhere you want to take this. Handstand hops, left arm wraps behind left leg, your choice. And again, right leg can, or I should say right hip can open, or your hips can stay square. Totally up to you what you want to get out of it. So maybe you explore both and just see how they feel different. Where is your breath? Is it still great, big, and powerful? Nice work, everybody. Take one more big inhale. See if you can lift your right leg a little higher. Spread your toes. And exhale, tuck and curl. So set your right foot down next to left. Big toes touch. Bend your knees, butt towards the ground, nose towards your knees. And if you want, you can wrap your arms around the fronts of your shins. Squeeze. Breathe as big as you can while you make your body as small as you can. Curl into yourself. Find your very, very center. Let's take one more round. Inhale, halfway lift, spinal extension. So realign. Exhale, fold. Now root through your feet and rise all the way up to stand. Maybe keep your big toes touching. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hands to heart center, and let's flow. Breath to movement. Here we go. Inhale, reach up, high mountain. Exhale, little baby back bend. Cactus your arms, lift your heart, tone your low belly. Inhale, re-extend, arms to the sky. Exhale, drinking bird or chair plane. So if you still have your big toes touching, really squeeze through the tops of your thighs. Maybe you're on your tiptoes, high mountain, so all the way up as tall as you can grow. Maybe stay on your tiptoes, slow swan dive. Think of sticking your butt out behind you. Lead with your heart, then release. Halfway lift, breathe in, lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, keep that exhale going, chaturanga, lower down. Inhale, lift your heart. Roll your shoulders back and down. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Great big inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale like you're stepping over something, right foot forward. Back heel pivots down, rise up, warrior two. And as you exhale, reach forward, tip it over, side angle. Empty all the way out. Maybe reach your left arm forward, up to you. Inhale, come back and up. Reverse your warrior. Stay in your legs. Lengthen your right side. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Pivot to the ball of your back foot. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Revolve lunge. Find your twist. Exhale, unwind. Now root into your right foot, standing splits, left leg reaches up, spread your toes. Exhale, tuck and curl, big toes touch, little tiny potato bug ball. Inhale, halfway lift, spinal extension. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat, move through your vinyasa. Inhale, back bend, lift your heart. Exhale, down dog, lift your hips. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Active through your left foot. Exhale, use your core strength. Left foot steps softly to the top of your mat. Back heel pivots down, warrior two, rise up, settle in. Exhale, reach forward, tip it over, empty all the way out. Maybe your right arm reaches forward, lengthen your right side, up to you. Inhale, reverse, so stay in your legs. Reach up, reach back. Fill up with breath. Exhale, windmill your arms to the ground, pivot to the ball of your back foot. Inhale, revolve, lunge, left arm to the sky. Maybe gaze up at your left hand, open through the left side of your chest. Exhale, unwind. Root into your left foot, standing splits. Breathe in, right leg floats, spread your toes. Exhale, tiny little ball, tuck and curl, get super small. Empty out. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Now root through your feet, take it all the way up. Inhale, stretch your arms up, high mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center, and let's go one more time through. Moving meditation, maybe close your eyes a little more. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, work your back bend, cactus your arms, bottom tips of shoulder blades squeeze, belly tones. Inhale, re-extend, realign. Exhale, chair plane or drinking bird. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Inhale, high mountain. Maybe you're still on your tiptoes. And possibly stay on your tiptoes. Exhale, take it down, forward fold. Halfway lift, heels are on the ground, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat, chaturanga, lower down, keep that exhale going. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Don't move through the pose, hit the pose and feel it. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. So again, rather than just moving through this, feel it, experience it, lengthen. Exhale, right foot to the top of your mat, softly. Back heel pivots down, warrior two, rise, breathe in. Exhale, side angle, so reach forward, tip it over, empty out. Beautiful, you guys. Inhale, reverse, stay in your legs. Keep that bend in your front knee. Fill up with breath. Exhale, hands to the ground. Pivot to the ball of your back foot. You're in a low lunge. Inhale, revolve lunge. Right arm up. Follow with your gaze. Follow with your heart. Exhale, unwind. Root into your right foot. Standing splits. Left leg floats. Spread your left toes. Exhale, tuck and curl, little tiny ball. Empty out, draw navel to spine. Halfway lift with your in-breath. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Lower down, keep that exhale going. Heart lifts, breathe in. So feel it, don't just speed through it. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg higher, almost there, stick with me. Exhale, soft as possible, left foot steps forward. Back heel down, warrior two, rise, breathe in, fill up. And then exhale, reach forward, side angle. Keep wrapping your left butt cheek underneath you. Inhale, reverse, keep that bend in your front knee. Lengthen through your left side, breathe into it. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, pivot to the ball of your back foot, low lunge. Inhale, revolve lunge, left arm reaches. Exhale, unwind. Root into your left foot, inhale, standing splits. Right leg super high. Now listen, exhale, tiny little potato bug ball. You can stay here. This is now going to be your modification. Otherwise, if you want to come with me, we're moving into toe stand. So your big toes should be touching. Squeeze your inner thighs and start to direct your knees forward. Lift your hands to your hearts so you're balancing on your toes. Squeeze your inner thighs towards midline and squeeze your heels in towards each other. That's the key to this posture, is hugging towards midline. Lengthen your spine, draw up through the crown of your head, broaden through your shoulders. Soften your face. Take about 3 more breaths. Feel all those little teeny tiny muscles in your feet waking up, helping you balance. All those little tiny muscles in your ankles, your shins, your calves. One last round. End of your exhale, set your fingertips on the ground. Lift your hips to the sky. Bring your feet out hips width distance or even a little bit wider than your hips. All 10 toes face forward. Bend your knees a little or a lot and just take a nice, easy ragdoll pose for a moment. So grab opposite elbows. Let your torso sway or swing or bob. Let your neck relax. Let your head be heavy. If you want to keep your fingertips on the ground, that's fine. But think of this as a more restorative forward fold. Couple more breaths, couple more rounds. If you're holding opposite elbows, release. Walk your feet in so they're about hips width distance apart if they're not already. All 10 toes face directly forward. That's super important. So rather than toes out or in, you want your feet just completely parallel. As slow as possible, roll up to stand. 1 vertebra at a time. Nice and easy. Your head is the very last thing to lift. And then once your head stacks, roll your shoulders up, back, and down a couple of times. And then once your shoulders roll back and down, next time, keep them there. Palms open to face forward. So you're standing in your mountain pose, arms by your sides, palms open, heart open, shoulders open, pelvis neutral. Stand with so much awareness. So think if you stood with this much awareness every time you stood in line at the grocery store. Just feel it, experience it. Let's take a huge inhale and hold. See if you can even sip in a little bit more. And exhale, side out. All right, Ujjayi breath. Inhale your arms to the sky. Now pause here. Root into your right foot. Float your left knee up, standing staff. So hug in with your inner thighs, flex your left toes. Take one more inhale, and then as you exhale, you're just going to rotate from your left hip. So think left heel towards your left butt cheek. So left knee points down, left heel as close to your left butt cheek as you can get it. It's going to feel like it's right up next to your butt, but it's not going to be anywhere close. I'm trying to get mine really close, but it doesn't look like I am. So this is where you start. We're moving into airplane. So slowly hinge at your hips and swing your arms back. As you swing your arms back, start to extend your left leg. Think of pressing your left foot up rather than back. So you want to think of that smiley face shape. You're pressing it back as well, but concentrate on the up. So smiley face shape from the top of your head back to your heel or back to your toes. Hips are square. Hug in with your inner thighs. Back muscles squeeze around your spine. Little baby cobra in your heart. Take 2 more rounds. If you're falling in and out, no big deal. We're practicing. Be compassionate. Be kind. End of your exhale, low lunge. So fingertips can come down. Left toes to the back of your mat. Bring your back knee to the ground ever so gently. And if you need extra cushion, you can always fold over the side of your mat or grab a blanket or a pillow to put under your back knee. Bring your hands to your front thigh. And then walk your front foot just an inch or so forward, so it's ever so slightly in front of your knee. Start to lean forward through your hips like you're trying to sit your right butt cheek on your right heel. As you do that, make sure your left hip does not turn out to the left. So imagine you're trying to rotate your left hip forward and even left inner thigh in and back. Tone your low belly. Stay here, lift through your heart, or take your arms up, Anjaneyasana. You shouldn't feel this in your low back. So if you do, you either need to engage a little more through your front body, through your low abdominals, or maybe you need to bring your hands back to your thigh for more support. Totally up to you. So stay here, or here's your final option. Right forearm across your low back. So bring your right forearm behind you. Then you're pressing your forearm forward and then pulling it down. Lift your chest up towards your chin. Start to take your throat back. Create a little back bend. Left fingertips reach back. Heart lifts up, belly tones. Right hip towards your right heel. Breathe down into your hips. Let them settle closer to the ground. Wherever you're at, 2 more rounds. Nice job, you guys. If you have your right arm behind you, inhale both arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to your yoga mat inside your right foot. Walk your right foot out to the right, so to the width of your mat, and forward even more. So your right ankle is about 1 or 2 inches in front of your knee. Now, without leaning over to the left, and that's the hardest part because it's so much easier to just lean to the left and collapse into the pose, I want you to think of pushing your weight to the right and then slowly lower your upper body down. So maybe you just bend your elbows a little bit. Maybe you can come down to your forearms. If you want to rotate your right toes to face out to the right, or even roll onto the outer edge of your right foot, please feel free. Just keep your right ankle strong. Keep pushing your weight to the right rather than collapsing to the left. And as long as you're doing that, the pose will stay in integrity and you can just soften into it, soften around it. Breathe into your hips, into your groin, soften through your face. It should feel intense. Take about 2 or 3 more breaths. Exhale out your mouth anytime. Unclench your jaw. Good job, my friends. End of your next exhale. Lift back up to your hands if you're not there already. So plant your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your back toes and lift your back knee. To start to kind of heel toe your right foot all the way back. So right foot to the back of your mat, you're in a plank position. Vashisthasana, side plank, right hand is your base. Roll onto the baby toe edge of your right foot, left arm to the sky. If you want to modify, right knee can come down. Nice, you guys. Lift your hips super high. Maybe reach your left arm forward, lengthen your left side body. Maybe float your left leg up. If you'd like, you can even turn this into a wild thing. Left tiptoe step back behind you, and then rotate your heart to look up. Good. Nice work wherever you're at. Take 1 or 2 more huge breaths. Lift your hips, soften your face. End of your exhale, come back to plank or modified plank. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Exhale to slowly lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend of your choice. And for a moment, just exhale, child's pose. Hips to heels, forehead to your mat. Breathe into your low back, your low belly. Soften with your exhales. You guys are awesome. Take about 2 more restorative grounding breaths. So feel the ground underneath you. Let it hold you. Recommit to your big deep breaths just a little bit longer. And meet me back in downward facing dog. Big inhalation into your down dog. Lift your hips high. Lengthen your side bodies. Push the ground away. Exhale, look forward. However you want to get there. Feet to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Exhale, bow. Root through your feet. Take it all the way up. Now inhale, arms to the sky. Pause here. So root into your left foot and float your right knee up into space, standing staff. So hug in with your inner thighs, flex your right toes, find your balance, and then we're just going to move through our right hip to begin with. So swing your right foot back, heel towards your butt, knee towards the ground. Slowly, as you're ready, begin to move into your airplane pose. So hinge at your hips. You can keep that bend in your back knee. And then as you reach your arms back, think of kicking your right foot up. So up and back, but focus on the up. So smiley face shape from the top of your head back to your heel or back to your toes. Back muscles hug around your spine, hips square. 1 or 2 more rounds, fullest expression. If you fall in and out, be kind to yourself. It's part of it. That's why we're practicing. Woo, end of your next exhale, low lunge. So right toe step back, fingertips come down. You can take a moment to adjust your legs and then set your back knee down. Use extra cushion if you need it for your back knee, and then hands to your front thigh. Make sure your ankle, your left ankle, is just slightly in front of your knee to start with. And then start to lean, so left butt cheek towards your left heel. Don't let your right hip turn out to the right, so focus on spinning your right hip forward and even slightly in. Inner thighs squeeze, low belly tones. Left heel toward, or left hip towards your left heel. Stay here, or arms to the sky. Make sure you don't feel it in your low back, so draw navel to spine, lift your heart. Breathe. Stay here, final option, left forearm across your low back. Think of pressing your forearm in and kind of pulling it down. So you want to use your left forearm as support for your back bend. Lift your chest up, and then start to reach your right fingertips back. Keep drawing navel to spine. Keep moving left hip towards your left heel. Keep breathing. Just 2 more rounds, fullest expression. Allow yourself to soften around the pose. Soften your outer shell. If you have your left arm behind you, next time you inhale, both arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the ground. Inside your left foot, walk your left foot out wide to the width of your mat, and then forward a little bit more. So most tempting thing to do is just lean over to the right and come down. This feels so good. I could stay here all day. Rather than doing that, push your weight to the left. So think of moving your hips over to the left and then slowly lower your upper body down. Maybe that's just bending your elbows a little bit. If it feels good to turn your left toes out to the left or roll onto the outer edge of your left foot, go for it. Just make sure to keep your ankles strong. And then as long as you're not collapsing to the right, you will stay in integrity, and you can just soften into it, relax into it. Breathe. Allow for that discomfort. Allow yourself to feel sensation and just be with it rather than trying to make it go away because it's too much. Just sit with it. Take about 3 more rounds. You can exhale out your mouth at any time. Visualize your breath moving down into your hips, into your left hip especially. Good work, my friends. Slowly find your way back up to your hands if you're not there already. Plant your palms under your shoulders. Lift your back knee up, so tuck your back toes, and then work your left foot back, plank position. From your plank, side plank, Vashisthasana. Left hand is your base this time. Roll onto the baby toe edge of your left foot, or left knee can come down to modify. If your knee is not on the ground, then your hips are lifting super high. Option to reach your right arm forward. Lengthen through your right side. Option to float your right leg up. Lift your hips higher. Possibly turn this into a wild thing. Right tiptoe step back behind you. Heart opens up. 2 more rounds, your fullest expression. Give it everything you've got. This is your last big power pose. 1 more inhale. Exhale, plank or modified plank. Take an inhale at the top to prepare, push the ground away. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale for a moment, child's pose, sit back. Breathe deeply here. Reconnect. All right, my friends, we're going to take pigeon on our back today. So as you're ready, rise up to hands and knees, and then just sit over to either side or cross your ankles behind you, sit back over your heels, and let's take it all the way down onto our back. Once you're there, once you're lying down, take a full body stretch. So arms overhead, legs forward, pull yourself apart, reach, 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 reach. Imagine your body's made of taffy. Somebody's pulling on your wrist, pulling on your ankles. Take one more inhale. Exhale, arms by your sides, feet to the ground with your knees bent. Inhale, right leg extends straight up. Press up through your right heel, flex your toes. And then exhale, figure four, outer right ankle, top of your left thigh. So first, use the strength in your right leg to press your right knee forward and down. If that feels like enough, then stay here. Otherwise, lift your left foot, grab hold behind your left thigh, and pull in with your arms. But here's the trick. As you pull in with your arms, try not to round your back. So you want to keep a neutral spine. Pull in with the strength in your arms, but resist with the strength in your legs. So as you pull with your arms towards your body, your legs are pressing forward and away. And that'll help you neutralize your spine. It will also create stability as we work our mobility. And it will also create more sensitivity in the muscles, so you're actually getting a deeper stretch. And if you want, it might feel good to kind of rock from side to side. Breathe down into your outer right hip. Take about 4 or 5 more rounds. If you can keep your spine in a neutral position without rounding it, and you want to extend your left leg up towards the sky, add a little hamstring stretch, that's fine. But your first focus here is your hip opener. So make sure not to lose that by straightening your left leg if you do take that variation. If you're at home and you have a wall nearby and you want to set your left foot against the wall and use that as leverage to kind of push into, you're welcome to do that. There are a few advantages to practicing at home. Last couple of breaths. And you guys, you're going to keep your legs in this position, so keep that figure 4 position. If you're holding your left leg, release it, set your left foot down. Tee out your arms or cactus your arms. Keep pressing your right knee forward. So rather than letting your right knee come in towards your chest, keep pressing your right knee forward and let your legs fall to the left. So again, most of the time when I have people do this in a class, everyone just kind of lets their right knee fall in. Press it up and forward. So it's still pointing up towards the ceiling. And as you press it forward, you feel a stretch in your right hip, just at a completely different angle. So if you're like, what are you even talking about? I don't understand. You can look up at me and I'll show you. So right now, I'm pressing my right knee forward. If I stop doing that, this is what happens. So this isn't bad, it's just not getting that stretch in the hip. So as you press, so I'm flexing my foot, pressing my outer ankle into the top of my thigh, pressing my knee forward, and I feel that stretch in my hip. Take about 3 more rounds here. And you will keep your legs in this figure 4 position. Lift them back up. And then you're going to let them fall to the other side. So walk your left foot kind of out towards the left edge of your mat. Let your knees fall to the right. So outer right foot is on the outside of your left knee now. Twisting in the other direction. Breathe. If you don't like having your foot on top of your knee, then you can release it. Just like windshield wiper twist. About 2 or 3 more breaths. Lengthen through your left waistline. Think of pressing the back of your left ribs down. So even if they lift up, mine do, but have the intention of pressing them down. And then let's come back to center. Figure 4, so walk your left foot in so it's straight down from your hip. Extend your right leg up. Take a moment just to be here, right leg extended. Powerful right leg. Press through your heel, flex through your toes. One more inhale. Keep your legs straight and as slow as you can, lower it down. Try not to let your belly lift up. So keep that neutral spine ever so slowly, take it down. Good job. Right leg extended. Pull your left knee up towards your left armpit, hands around the front of your shin. Squeeze in and up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then release your left leg, full body stretch. Reach both arms, both legs. Pull yourself apart. Big inhale. Exhale, knees bent, feet on the ground, arms by your sides. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Press through your heel, flex your toes. Figure 4, supine pigeon. Same options on this side. So first, press your left knee forward and down, just using the strength in your left leg. And then if you'd like, lift your right foot, wrap your hands behind your right thigh. Pull in with your arms, keep the flex in your toes. Press away, press forward and away with your legs. Neutral spine, try not to round your back. So if you're rounding your back and lifting your head up, then bring your right foot back to the ground. I promise you will get more out of a pose that you're taking with alignment, with integrity, than cranking yourself into a posture that your body is not ready for. Breathe down into your left hip. If you want to kind of rock from side to side, you're welcome to. Maybe close your eyes. Visualize your breath moving into your outer left hip. 2 or 3 more rounds. Let your body just melt a little more into the ground with each exhale. I know that you know we are winding down, but stay here, stay present just a little bit longer. If you're holding your right leg, go ahead and release it. So right foot to the ground. Keep your legs in this figure 4. Keep pressing your left knee forward. Tee out your arms or cactus your arms and let your legs fall to the right. So as your legs fall to the right, you're still flexing your left toes, pressing your outer ankle into your thigh, and pressing your left knee forward. So you should feel a stretch now in your outer left hip, just in a slightly different spot. This is one of my favorite ways to get into that spot. It's hard to get in there any other way. So breathe out into it. Notice, feel, and observe. And then as you're ready, we'll just switch it up so you know where to go. Legs come through center, right foot walks out to the right edge of your mat, and then knees fall to the left. Gaze up or over your right shoulder. If you want to release your foot from your leg, you can. So think of this as just a windshield wiper twist. Breathe into your right waistline, back of your right ribs towards the earth. Have that intention or create that action, even if it doesn't happen. Good, you guys. And then keep your figure 4, bring your legs back up. Walk your right foot in so it's straight down from your hip. Extend your left leg towards the sky. So get it as straight as you can. See if you can engage through the front of your left thigh. Press up through your heel. Flex your toes. Big inhale. Keep your legs straight and strong. Ever so slowly lower it down. Try not to let the position of your spine change. And then once your left leg is on the ground, keep it there. Draw your right knee up towards your right armpit. Give it a great big squeeze in and up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then one more full body stretch. Arms long, legs long. Pull yourself apart. Reach, lengthen. You can go wherever you want to go from here to complete your practice. So maybe a happy baby. Maybe one last inversion, one last heart opener, one last hip opener, feet together, knees apart would be a good one, restorative variation. And then as you're ready, begin transitioning into your final relaxation. And then as you guys settle in, I will read you just a short little poem or pro by Jeff Foster. And it's called Breathe Together. He says, it's easy to teach, to preach, to give memorized answers. It's easy to be an expert. It's harder to listen, to really listen, to be still and wait, to give someone space, to receive them with your whole being. When you think you know what's best for someone, when you're excited by your own vision, when you want to jump in with great advice, take a deep breath, slow down, trust. Your friend may not need what's best right now. They may just need you. Kinship can be the most potent medicine. Sometimes true answers emerge when questions are allowed to breathe. So holding space for another, or even holding space for yourself, I think is one of the greatest skills we can learn. To not need to fix or change or control or give our opinion or give our advice, but to just sit with it, to just sit with somebody or with ourselves, and to allow the questions or the quote-unquote problems time to breathe. Just be with them. And that is how a lot of times the best answers emerge. So for these last few moments, just sit with yourself, breathe with yourself, observe yourself, and whatever you're feeling, don't rush to change it or control it or fix it or come up with an answer for it. Just be with it. Just let it have space inside of you. That's yoga. So for these last few moments, this is where I will leave you. And if you have 30 seconds to spend in Shavasana, spend it. If you have 10 minutes to spend it. So allow yourself to just rest. And I like to think of my Shavasana as giving myself time to just have an intimate moment with me, something we very, very rarely do. So I will leave you here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. You all get a gold star on your forehead for doing yoga at home. So thank you. I love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.